Do you want to know how scientific theories are developed? Well, we'll get into that in a moment. First, we need to make sure we understand what a scientific theory is and what it is not. In a casual discussion with a friend, you may say an idea you have is just a theory to imply that the idea may or may not be correct. In other words, it's speculation that you can't really back up with solid evidence. However, the word theory has a significantly different meaning when it's used in science. A scientific theory is a tested and accepted explanation of why things happen. It is knowledge that has been through rigorous testing and found to be a reliable explanation of a phenomenon. It's not just a guess. Now let's talk about how scientific theories are created. Put simply, a scientific theory is created by following the scientific method. First, a scientist observes a phenomenon. Next, they research all known information about this phenomenon. Then, the scientist will develop a hypothesis, or a possible explanation of the phenomenon based on what they have observed and researched. The hypothesis will be tested, and a conclusion will be reached stating that the hypothesis can either be disproved or cannot be disproved through testing. Most likely, you have created a science project in school and have had some experience with the scientific method up to this point. What you might not realize is that this is only one piece of what takes place. Let's imagine that, through research and observation, you developed the hypothesis that rats with longer tails are more intelligent. You ran an experiment to test rat intelligence and found that your hypothesis was not disproved. Congratulations, you have accomplished the first step toward developing a scientific theory. Now you need to make your research public so it can be reviewed and tested by other scientists. Two things may happen at this point. Other scientists reproduce similar results linking rat intelligence to longer tails, or other scientists cannot find evidence to support that rat intelligence is linked to longer tails. If other scientists don't support your research, it won't be considered valid. However, if the work of other scientists supports your research, the evidence will continue to accumulate. If no evidence is found to contradict your research and enough evidence is accumulated, you could be credited with developing the long-tail theory of rat intelligence. The downside is that you might not be alive to celebrate your accomplishment because it takes a great deal of time and review for research to achieve the status of scientific theory. However, the scientific method doesn't end here. Theories can continue to accumulate supporting evidence. They can also be modified as more information is gathered. Through this process, the accuracy of the scientific theory continues to improve with time. New evidence can even cause an established scientific theory to be rejected. Some people believe that a scientific theory and a scientific law are the same, and others may think that a scientific theory becomes a scientific law. Neither of these ideas is true. Theories and laws each play distinct roles in science. Theories provide an explanation of why things happen. Laws are simply an observation of what will happen in a given situation. In other words, scientific laws are the facts we can observe, and scientific theories are the way these facts are interpreted. Theories may change, but laws remain constant. If you're still having trouble telling scientific laws and theories apart, ask yourself a simple question. Does the information explain why? If it tells you why something happens, it's a theory. If it doesn't tell you why something happens, it's a law. A scientific theory is an explanation of why things happen that has been through rigorous testing until it's accepted as true. Scientific theories and scientific laws are very different. Scientific laws are observable facts describing what happens, and scientific theories interpret these facts to describe why they occur. Scientific theories are created through the process of the scientific method. Observation and research lead to a hypothesis, which is then tested. If the hypothesis is not disproven, it will be reviewed and tested over and over again. Over time, a hypothesis can become a scientific theory if it continues to be supported by additional research. Scientists continually gather evidence regarding existing scientific theories to improve their accuracy. Scientific theories can also be modified or rejected as new evidence is discovered.